Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Jason Bitbender Brink, and we are here for episode 2 of Ahead of the Game. Please forgive the little bit of a late start. I am working on our tech guy for this is going to be out next week, and I want to make sure that we can do it correctly. So I'm being put through the paces, and so here I am, and if there are any egregious technical disasters, it's 100% my fault. So if something comes out looking wonky, it's because I pushed the wrong button. He's got everything set up beautifully, and it is wonderfully scripted, but there is always a decent chance that I will click the wrong thing. So thank you all for joining us. I will be hanging out here. I'm going to be watching comments right there in YouTube and also over there in Gala Gold. That's where we're going to be taking questions from. And I'm going to run through a few little updates, and then we also have a brief interview with the absolutely amazing Chewbacca that we will be doing as well. So again, thank you guys very much for being here, and I'm sorry I'm kind of red. Man, I'm gonna have to work on this color correction thing. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and just hit some bullet points before we get started. Now, one really important note, and this is possibly the most important note of all notes that you could possibly hear, is I need everyone to go to Twitter. And if you go to the Go Gala Games account, you will see a poll that is requesting your feedback of who should get a chicken Vox, me or Benefactor. Now, the answer here seems to be pretty obvious. The Zorro Gala nailed it down. It's obviously me. I clearly need my own chicken Vox. So if you guys could go and just smash that vote button and also smash the like and subscribe button on this stream, that would be awesome. Now, with that out of the way, the other thing is that I think that actually right now, Benefactor is currently playing Grit. And he called me out a little bit earlier today for being a terrible Grit player, which is, to be clear, 100% true. I am awful at that game. And so because I don't have the ability to sort of avenge my honor, I'm going to offer 1,000 Gala for anyone who kills Benefactor in stream and posts it on social media. So do that, and then hit me up, and we will get some bounties out there. So you guys can be real life bounty hunters in the world of Grit. So, you know, a lot of people say that play to earn is dead and it isn't a thing, but that's 1,000 Gala for Benefactor in the game of Grit. So go make it happen. Okay, so I'm gonna just run through a few brief points that we need to make sure that everyone is aware of. And again, like and subscribe. Paul will always remind me to say that, and it's in my little scripty thing here, which isn't really a script because he doesn't do that. It's just bullet points because I don't follow scripts very well. Mirandus Mayhem winners that announcement is coming very soon, so please keep on that. Now, one of the interesting things about the Mayhem Mirandus thing is that I think it's a great example of one of those times where we initially started out with one goal. The community had a different idea and wanted to see things done a different way, and we pivoted and addressed community concerns. And we did that in pretty much real time, and I was very pleased with how that was handled, and I hope that the community liked that as well. I enjoyed the playtest for Mirandus tremendously. I died a lot. I learned that, much like me in the real world, running and me don't mix because I very quickly run out of stamina and then die, which is a little bit unfortunate. But, you know, someday we'll get there. So definitely pay attention for that. Now, today is June 1st. Mayhem is officially over, but the fun and the memories that we had there will continue. We hope to post over the next few days a little bit of a wrap-up. Number of users that came in, types of things like that. But we have some pretty cool numbers, by the way, that I can share here. This is for a report that is being put together right now that we've actually been pinged and asked about by the community, or not by the community, by somebody else who is putting together a large report. And so, um, right now, over the last month, we've had about 14,000 players coming through and transacting with various games. So that's something that makes me super happy to see. The other thing that's interesting is when I look at the first draft of this report, some of the other projects that are in there, and some of the numbers of players and transactions that they've got, it's significantly lower. So it makes me happy to see the growth in our ecosystem in that way. Um, okay. Smiling Monster, to answer the question about the grit thing, because I don't want to get this confused, it is 1,000 gala, not $1,000 worth of gala. I'm not actually made of money or of gala, even though I have this really, really cool hoodie. But definitely 1,000 gala. Okay, and let me get back to my little thing here. Meow Match drop. There was a big Meow Match drop today, and I think that a few people got those, and they are still in the process of going out, I believe. So if you thought that you were supposed to get something and you didn't, keep an eye out for that. There may be more coming soon. And then I want to talk a little bit more about grit in general. We Grit is an interesting game. Okay, I've described Grit many times as like a mixture of PUBG and Red Dead Redemption with like a little bit of the Ballad of Buster Scruggs thrown in there. But it is an insanely fun game that I have had a lot of fun playing. In fact, I was just in there and someone posted a screenshot of them killing me. Who was it? As Garrison posted a screenshot of him killing Benefactor, I believe. So congratulations, Garrison. We will get that taken care of. And yeah, so there's a lot going on there with Grid. So we're going to be over the next week releasing a little bit of a ecosystem plan and sort of paper for where we want that to go. Right now, the way that things are set up, there is going to be a plan or an element to it, primarily focused around those who are using gunslinger boxes, and you're using gunslingers rather, not the boxes. Boxes themselves, no particular use, but the gunslingers inside definitely are something that you should be using when you play. So pay special attention to Grit, and if you haven't, get in there and play. It's a lot of fun, and invite your friends, because the more people who we have in there playing, the better the experience is for everyone, and the more fun it's going to be for everybody. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get Chewbacca in here and see how this goes. So, we'll see you guys momentarily. And now, the moment that we have all been waiting for, some time to talk to a member of the community. Today, we have the absolutely amazing Chewbacca, aka Dr. Wookie, here. He has been a longtime member of the Discord and a person who has made some amazing content to help keep people informed, and is, generally speaking, a pretty solid dude. How you doing today, Chewy? I
I'm
want to call you
doing pretty
Chewy.
good.
Is that okay? Can I call you Chewy?
Oh yeah, you can call me Chewy.
I'm not even going to try because it's embarrassing.
Yeah, I know you tried the one time. I think we should skip it.
Good call. So, very, very happy to have you here with us today, and very happy to have you as a part of the community. And I wanted to bring you on here as recognition of your contribution in that regard. So thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
So, do you want to just do a quick intro? Tell us a little bit about yourself. So
Yeah.
everyone
So
knows.
sometimes people ask, so I will just go ahead and say it here. I am an actual doctor. Okay. I'm more of a kid doctor though. Okay. So when everybody's asking me some adult questions, it's a little more limited. Okay. Um, but for Gala, I honestly can't remember the exact thing that pulled me in. I do know it was kind of during our bull run years, and I remember it was probably about a month before the Mirandus Vox box drop, because I remember that very, very clearly. That 3 hours of painful misery trying to get one of those boxes. So
Oh
I
my
do remember
God.
that.
Those Vox box drops were always fraught with all sorts of uh, I don't want to say trouble, but there were learning experience, teachable moments, many teachable moments.
Learning experiences is that's a great, great, great thing to say.
So I'm going to ask you: did you happen to see our segment last week with Classy?
I absolutely did. Yeah, I saw their segment with Classy.
Okay, so I'm going to hit you with some of the same questions, and then we can just kind of riff for a little bit as well. So the first question is, what is something? I mean, actually, I think the first question was, how did you get involved in Gala? And you just kind of answered that. So we're just going to skip on to the
Yeah, a
next
little bit of
question.
that. I will say for the YouTube part, I never expected to be doing YouTube, but when we had the new Note upgrade and I was answering the same questions over and over and
So
over and
many
over,
of the same
trying to
questions.
help people, and it was really tough with that initial upgrade. It took me maybe 23 hours to really sort out everything. I was like, you know what? I think it's time. I'm going to make a video, and so I can just link it. And yeah, it was super helpful. So that's how I got into the YouTube thing, and I've just been kind of having fun with it since.
And people find those extremely helpful, and I do like to share them, and the community likes them as well. And it's always nice to have somebody within the community helping other people. That's one of the things that I love about blockchain in general, is that it does have that really, really deep community feel to it, and you contribute greatly to that. So thank you.
Appreciate it.
So the next question is, what is one thing that I think I'm gonna do this in a slightly different order. What is something that you feel that we could do better?
Oh, the critical question. So
The
you
critical
said one.
question. We'll start.
You
I
got
mean, we
one.
can go with the other one if you want, but
You said one thing. I have
you can have a
four.
list. Do you have a
Okay, I
list?
have a list. I'm just gonna go
Okay.
through it real quick. Okay, and because everybody's always like, "Hey, you're a Gala fanboy," which is true. Okay, I'm a Gala fanboy. However, they just don't see all the messages I send to different Gala employees, right?
That is true. They
So I
they
have,
don't.
so the first thing I think that it goes a real long way is the timelines. I think Gala is always overly optimistic with their timelines. And especially in this community, man, they're always just biting at the bit. And so if that timeline comes and passes and whatever it was that they said, people seem to not be flexible, which is really funny, especially in a gaming community. It has to be flexible. So I think a little overly optimistic on timelines. The friction to onboarding is one of the big things I know you guys are working on. But with like friends and stuff, especially with all the new games coming online, mobile and stuff, Epic Games, I like having some of that easy flow of being able to just play the game. And if you want to build the account later, that's like amazing. Marketing, I'm always waiting to see what kind of marketing pushes we're going to do. Specifically like with Grit, I'm just wondering like, hey, are we going to like kind of spin this up? Because Grit, I've been playing it and it is smooth and it's clean and it's actually really fun. It reminds me of my PUBG days. Right. And then of course, the dreaded communication word. That's what everybody talks about all the time, right? Is communication. And you guys have a gigantic company. So I know it has to be super difficult, getting all the comms out. And people have to understand we got different studios working within. And so you're not controlling everybody, and I think that's what people confuse is Gala's in control of all communication at all time. And if you look like Legends Reborn, man, they always got the comms going really, really well, don't they? And so, people just have to be a little understanding with that too. And sometimes there's nothing to say. And if there's nothing announced, then that's why, right?
Yeah. I mean, one of the things when it comes to communication that's really important is understanding the breadth of what is going on and the impossibility of holding all of that stuff in your head at one time. Or even getting all of that stuff into a centralized location. I mean, when you think about it, if you were to look at like the homepage of pick a major crypto publication like Cointelegraph, right? You go look at the homepage of Cointelegraph and realize that generally speaking, the number of things mentioned on any given day in Cointelegraph is probably smaller than the number of pieces of news coming out of us internally if we were to be able to marshal it all correctly. It would require a Cointelegraph like organization to put that amount of news out. And there's just so many things going on. Like in Gold the other day, somebody was upset that they did not receive a litter box drop for Meow Match. I was unaware that there was a litter box drop for Meow Match. And so people are like, this is so terrible. And I'm like, wait, what is this thing? There's a litter box? I didn't know there was a litter box. So, there's just a lot going on. Okay. So thank you for being critical. And, a lot of you guys don't know this, but Chewy here does send me DMs on a regular basis with like, hey, you could probably do this better, or, this thing is going to piss people off. You should not do that thing. And I appreciate those kind of DMs. I don't always see them from everybody, especially since Discord does the message request thing now. So I have to actually go and like click in multiple layers to find things, but yeah. I do appreciate that sort of stuff. So thank you. It's very helpful. Now, the next question is, what is one thing that you think that we do well?
So I got a list here for you too, to keep it fair. Okay. So I think Gala is super responsive. I mean, anytime I've seen something blow up, whether it's, gunslinger boxes being dropped and people having an issue, you guys are always been responsive with everything, including Voxbox drops, anything that's ever gone wrong or mess ups or this or that. I think you guys have always been very responsive to the community, and I think you've always been very fair, including like the orbs and everything we did with the orbs. I think everything that was put out there was very fair, and I feel like you guys were responsive for things like that. I feel like you guys always make things right when you know that something's kind of been wrong. I think you guys are hyper focused on the task at hand, which I love, because I really do believe already Gala is the number one Web3 entertainment, and it's going to become that. And I don't think people have the grasp of what is actually going to happen with Gala and just the explosion, like Gala music.
I
Gala
don't
Vox,
think that people understand the big picture. You are correct.
Yeah, and other things that I don't know if you're working on, but there's other things, with our nodes. I feel like there's lots of things that could happen that could definitely drive us as well. I don't have any inside info. Okay. I'm just, saying I've thought about things. And then that you guys are just obviously really driven to succeed, and that you guys are committed. You guys are here. You guys are here to stay. I always hear people always like being like, oh, it's winter. Are they going to die? I'm like, they're burning all this Gala and all these things. That is not something that I think the company would be doing if there was any kind of concern,
We're here to stick around. We're here to do stuff. We're here to build things. Things like burns are that specifically was an important thing that we wanted to be able to show the community. We're in alignment with the community, because I think that a lot of people have felt that in the past that we were not fully in alignment with them, and we wanted to demonstrate that we are in fact working with you guys to achieve the same goals. So that was something that was very important for us. What is one thing that you think that we should change?
Oh, change. I don't remember that being in the last episode.
It wasn't, but I decided to add it just for you. If you don't have an answer there, that's fine. That's fine.
I know but I'm gonna have to think about it. I think I'll have to think about that one.
Okay. So I think that going forward in the future, and I encourage everybody who's watching this to join our Discord at galagames.chat and become a member of Gala Gold, because that's where I've had the most interactions with Chewbacca, Dr. Wookie here, and a lot of the community. We all hang out and talk in there a lot. And, me and Benefactor in there pretty much every day, talking to people and figuring out what it is that people like, what we can do better, what we missed, what we've done well, and just generally speaking, dealing with all of the concerns. So definitely hop in. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to this conversation, Chewbacca? You've got the stage here.
Um, I think some of the things I'm looking forward to. First off, is
Oh yeah,
Gyri.
that was the other question. What are you looking forward to?
I know you can tell I was like prepared, you know. So is Gyri rolling out? I'm really excited about Gyri, seeing it basically in all of its glory, and finally getting a name. I know that you guys have solidified on one. That's what Bucks told me earlier.
Yes.
In music. So I'm really excited to see what that name is, so we can finally kind of move on to calling it that.
Yes.
And just to see really everything on the Gyri side kind of roll out is what I've been really excited for. Whether it's like marketplaces on there or any kind of like Vox DeFi stuff or anything that's coming down the line, just all that kind of stuff. And then the mobile aspect. I think people really, really don't appreciate just how huge the mobile aspect is. I've been playing Dragon Strike since you guys got that. And by the way, you guys are very responsive with that. It was like one of my big complaints. They messed up the frame rate got lowered, and I didn't realize Android users were getting to play faster. And it was like, I was so sad. And man, they rolled out an update so fast and changed it so the speed's a lot faster now. I
didn't even know that happened. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, so I don't get in there and complain too often, but every now and again I do jump in Discord and complain about some things. But yeah, the whole mobile aspect. I mean, I'm just super excited. I'm crossing my fingers that Townstar, Spider Tanks, all those will get some kind of mobile port, just because when people are at different places or have their lunch during their job and stuff, it's nice to kind of kick back and be able to play something.
It's happening. It's happening on multiple things that haven't been announced. That's a big thing. Well, awesome, man. Thank you for joining today, Chewbacca. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day and coming in here and chatting. And I will see you back in Discord.
And don't forget to subscribe to Dr. Wookie. I try to keep everybody informed. All right.
Yes, go subscribe to Dr. Wookie.
You can hear that every day. It's really fun.
Wonderful.
All right.
Peace out, man.
See ya.
And we're back. And it's pretty clear that if I do these things in advance, I need to make sure that I get the same lighting, because otherwise it looks freaking weird, because I look like I always look like a weird pasty monster, but I look like an extra pasty monster in that. So thank you guys very much for putting up with that. And here we are. So what I'd like to do is, for the next half hour, exactly, pretty much, we can go ahead and hit some good old-fashioned AMA questions out of the park. So I'm going to be watching both our Gala Gold channel as well as the YouTube chat for some questions, and I'll go ahead and answer as many of them as I possibly can in the next half hour. So let's see. I'll go scroll up because I saw some that I'd like to hit. I see a question from Fausto. Am I growing hair again? No, I'm not. I just need to shave again. So I look great, Bitbender. A lot better than the Gunslinger. I appreciate that. How many times did Bitbender die today? Bitbender died, I want to say 6 or 7 times today. But I did get several kills in Grit, which is pretty good, including a nice long distance one, which made me happy. And then I also killed Benefactor once, so I will be paying myself 1,000 Gala. Okay, so Fausto also says one of the other things to complain about, which there were some things that were mentioned by Chewbacca, the amazing Dr. Wookie, that they're finding data on what's going on is hard because there really isn't a central repo that is easy to access. Absolutely agree with you there. Now, we are trying to fix that to a certain extent by making it so more information is coming out of Discord, doing a newsletter, which is a thing that we've been pushing forward, and a few other things. And we also have a calendar of events and stuff that is currently in construction. Not quite ready yet, but definitely there's going to be some of that. So look forward for that in the future. Let's see. When Voxverse playtest? I don't actually know. You know, as you guys can see, I don't have a chicken in Vox like everyone in the Voxverse, like Bucks and Irrelevant and whatnot do. So I'm not actually super close to that project. Now, again, important point, go vote for me so maybe I can get one. The more pressure we apply there, the better. But I don't actually know when there's going to be a playtest. I have seen a lot of art and it is amazing. I have seen a lot of the stuff from Will Wright and his crew, and it is amazing. And I, you know, love the little chicken crossing the road thing. I think that's super neat. But I don't actually know what their timeline is. I know that chickens are supposed to drop at some point in time this week. I hope that happens really soon. And I have a lot of Vox, guys. I have bought a lot of Vox, and I'm hoping that I get some pretty good chickens. I'm going to try to collect the entire set. That is the goal. RNG Crypto asks, has the name been changed from what you saw on the Explorer? I don't know what you saw on the Explorer, so I'm not sure there. So can't help you there. And what happened to the Upland partnership? Nothing happened to it, actually. I'm going to be on a... I'm actually talking to the Upland team. I was talking to them just this morning. Or not talking, but we were emailing back and forth. There is some pretty cool stuff that is happening there in terms of, you know, bringing communities closer together, raising awareness and things like that. So definitely still more going on there. When can we expect rewards for Grit VP points? Can I share more info? There will be a publication on that either this week or early next week. I know we were supposed to do it early this week, but the delay there is my fault because I saw what was going to go out and I thought that it was not sufficient in terms of how how that would work well for the ecosystem. So sent a few things back to the drawing board a little bit, and hopefully we can get that out here pretty soon. Has Gala formed any agreements, partnerships with other companies, and not necessarily gaming, to build on top of Geary? Finalized partnerships, as in on paper, contract moving forward with announcements, not yet. Handshake plans to do some of this, and legal things moving forward to get those contracts in place. Yes. I wish I could give you a taste, because it's honestly, of all of the things in the ecosystem, you know, obviously you guys know I'm super excited about games. Music is super cool. Film is super cool. This one particular thing that I'm talking about will do a lot for all of these projects together. But it is not film, music, or gaming. But it was in the vision paper. So there's a lot of very, very interesting stuff coming there. We need a yellow submarine, Vox chicken, no argument there. Jay Soto, let you pilot my lava tank. I actually lent my lava tank, like actually sent the NFT to a friend of mine before the piloting program kicked up. So if he sends it back to me, I would totally be down for that. Smiling Monster, yes, Chewbacca said be optimistic on dates. Aposta Segura, will we have some information about freestyle football today? I cannot give you that information. I know that there's some stuff in the works there, but I can't really go into it because honestly I don't know. How many nodes does the Gala team have? I don't actually know. Can see 2 accounts that have a lot of nodes. Are those your accounts, as in my accounts? No, they are definitely not my accounts. They are early people associated with the project, one of which is active in the team, one of which is not in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, but they're definitely not my accounts. And let's see. Okay, now over to the Gala Gold. Marketplace. There's some marketplace stuff that is being worked on right now, but there isn't a set timeline there. Comments from Subspace about our wives knowing what they got into by marrying us. My wife did not. This is not the thing that she signed up for. Actually, I'm supposed to take her out to dinner as soon as this stream is done, so we're ending on time because I promised to take her out tonight. Dawn of Fire is looking great. And let's see. Oh, Kryptones. Okay. That's a lot of stuff. Ideas. Gala Radio. I like it. Actual schedule roundtable or schedule for a page of Twitter Spaces, radio shows. Yes, definitely in progress. Simultaneously streamed on other platforms as well. Yes. Bumpers and intros that run about the weekly shows. Yes, that's definitely something that we'd like to see happening. In fact, with the ahead of the game stream, as we go forward, again, this is just our second time doing this, the production value is going to increase, and we're going to get some of those little things. One of the things that I wanted to work towards in the long run is almost like a Gala TV type thing, where we would, have a 24-hour round-the-clock stream going, whether it's, talking about AMAs, running concert footage, playing, various shows, or, streams of people playing games, things like that. I would love to have something like that. And this is the first beginning pieces to working towards something like that. It'll probably end up not coming just out of the game side of things, but I wanted to get some pieces moving forward so that we could actually make that a reality. I can't really comment on anything in the music part of the ecosystem, because that's not a thing that I'm really super involved in. Contests and giveaways and a live call-in show. I would love a live call-in game show. I think that would be super fun. Let's see. Scrolling down. Yes, I am chickenless. It is sad. Let's see. When will... Oh, is the Block Explorer having issues? I don't think the Block Explorer is having issues. Let me see. Looks like the certificate has expired. The certificate has not necessarily expired, but it is a certificate for Gala.com, not Gala.games. If you go to explorer.gala.com, Smilin' Monster, you will see it without any sort of difficulty. The security certificate is for Gala.com, not Gala.games. So that's why that happened. So, and let's see. Okay, this is a great question. Is there a team within Gala that focuses on user experience, creating account, exploring games, playing, and introducing them to game NFTs smoothly? Is there a dedicated team for that? No. However, it is a thing that we are super, super, super aware of and working on refining the experience constantly, because we're aware that the number one thing that we need moving forward is to bring people seamlessly from sort of the normal world into this Web3 experience. And if they have to encounter these crazy barriers of entry that they run into in the blockchain space, typically they'll bounce and they'll lose interest. So that's a hugely important component that we're focusing on. And yes, there are definitely plans eventually for an improved launcher app. RNG King for the win. How soon can we play poker on Gala Games? Very soon, I hope. I was just talking to some of the team about that today, and let's see. Maybe I can give you guys some alpha. So, are you familiar with the World Series of Poker. Is anyone familiar with the World Series of Poker? When you watch the World Series of Poker, you are going to see very extensive references to Poker Go and Gala Games. Actually, I'm not sure that Gala Games specifically is going to be there, but Poker Go definitely is, and we're part of that. Now, if you're watching World Series of Poker on Poker Go, which, as you guys know, is the premier broadcaster of the World Series of Poker. So that game is going to be mentioned a lot there. So watch that. It should be fun. And hopefully in the fairly near future, I will be going to Las Vegas and we can do a community meetup and maybe all play some poker together. Okay. And let's dig in here. Some more questions. I like these questions. Boney Chill, only after we clean the poop from the sidewalks will I come back to California. Yes, I have a little bit of a grudge against San Francisco. It was a little too much there. William Rising, what are you doing to make the in-game economy relevant and real, working tokenomics, profitable, job replaceable tokenomics? Okay, so let's dig into that a little bit. As much as I would love for playing games to replace jobs, the reality is that if you live in the developing world, okay, and you're playing a game for fun, it probably is not going to replace your job. The cost of living is extremely high here. And if you had a job that, or if you had a game that replaced, your cost of living in, pick wherever you live in the developing world, if that is in fact or developed world, if that is where you live. Let's say you live in New York or Los Angeles. Playing a game to replace your job would make that game insanely popular in the developing world, which means that you would have a massive flood of players from the developing world who would all come in and play the game. And your tokenomics at that point in time would be spread out across many, many, many more people. So it would probably be an amount of money that would be helpful to somebody in the developing world in terms of feeding your family. But for you, it's probably going to be buying a coffee. That's how this works. And there really isn't anything that can be done about that because it's pretty much the same way everything works. The more people you have involved in an ecosystem, the more that is flowing into the ecosystem, the more spread out all of that becomes. So I don't see a future where you necessarily, as a random person who is just playing a game for a few hours for fun, I don't see you getting to the point where you replace your job with a video game. That said, if you are really good, okay, there are absolutely going to be opportunities for esports and competition, and it becomes a thing where, a little bit of play and earn will not replace your job, but you could, if you wanted to, turn it into a job, like many people who are part of our ecosystem have done. So there's that. There will not be VR strip poker, sorry. And yes, it was really great. I actually hung out with a bunch of members of the community in San Francisco when I was there at GDC a few months back, and it was a lot of fun. And actually, I saw Boney Chill, I saw you mention that you liked the black hoodie better than the white hoodie. Do you want a black hoodie instead of that white hoodie? If that's what you want, I owe you a hoodie. I am more than happy to send it over to you. So let me know. Wow. What do we have to do as a community to get you to get a Gala logo head tattoo? I'm sorry, guys. Not going to happen. I'm down for a Gala logo tattoo, not on my head. I won't do it on my neck either. I'm just not that type of person. Any plans to make Spider Tank's nodes more useful in host games in the future? Yes, there are actually plans for nodes. There's also some really interesting stuff for maps and factories and whatnot that are coming here pretty soon, as well as some really cool stuff connecting with a whole bunch of other communities in the Web3 space. You will see some of that. I wonder if I can leak some of that. Yeah. Michael McCarthy said running a shop in Mirandus will be a full-time job. Okay, running a shop in Mirandus, if you're running an actual, like, serious business in a game, okay, I mean, then this goes all the way back to, like, you know, Club Never Die and things like that. Like, yes, that can definitely be a thing, but you're probably not going to get on there and be a casual gamer and have that be a job. Okay, and let's see. Knuckle Tats, cool. Wants me to get Knuckle Tats. I'm maybe down with that. Okay. Poker Go will not only be on mobile. It will be on a variety of platforms. Let's see. Oxy, I don't comment on legal issues. Since I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, nor will I play one on TV or on the internet. What's the thing in the vision paper, guys? You're going to have to go look. Going to have to go read. Black hoodie is cooler, says Chewbacca. The Gala music t-shirt is great. Share a picture of what that t-shirt is, the Great Gala. I don't know. What about an open world Spider Tanks? I kicked around some interesting ideas with the Spider Tanks team on what, you know, some other game modes could look like. They've got a bunch more game modes that are coming in the future, and I think that an open world Spider Tanks / something like Stoda could be a lot of fun. We played Stoda a few months back, and that was insanely fun. I had fun with that game like I have not had fun with a game in a long time. It had that kind of cool feeling where you're not quite sure what is up and down that I remember from Descent. If you guys ever played Descent, super fun game. Tofu asks, are we looking at partnering with Nintendo, Xbox, Sony? We're looking at partnering with lots of people, and in fact, if you look at one of the tweets that came from the Gala account today at Gala Games on Twitter, you will see that we're actually asking for people to tell us who you would like to see us partner with. We want to work and integrate deeply with the rest of the Web3 world and, you know, really everybody. So if you think that there's a good option out there, tag us in and let's talk to them. Subspace remembers Descent. Of course Subspace remembers Descent. Yes, Club Never Die. Catherine Gray, win soon, 3 months or 2 years. I'm not sure which thing you are questioning there. But probably closer to 3 months. Yeah, I'd love to talk to Blizzard about stuff if that's. Meow Match was banned in Brazil. I don't know why Meow Match was banned in Brazil. Let's see. Descent is open source now? What? Okay, I'm gonna have to go check that out. Oh man, I haven't played that in. Oh my, it has to be close to 20 years. Is it really 20 years? Is it really 20 years, Subspace? When was Descent released? Leak some map stuff for Spider Tanks. That would be cool. You know what? Let me see. I'm gonna hop in my Slack here, and I'm gonna go. Hold on. I have to send a message, guys. Oh, Blue Realm. Somebody had a question about Blue Realm. Yes, we have a thing coming for Blue Realm. So Blue Realm is going to get a early access live look at some pretty cool stuff in the near future, probably within the next week or two, and then everyone else will get to see it later. But yeah, so there's definitely stuff coming. Okay, and let's see. Uh, Sal, I don't know if you're watching this. I see your message. I will do so in a little bit. I'm trying to get... Where is my Patrick Levi chat? Okay. Can I drop a video in Gala Gold of... Okay, I asked a question, so let me see if I have a cool answer. I have a amazing leak for you. Okay, let's see. Mobile Empire games are exceptionally popular. I'd love to see a crypto potential pay to play with a limit on paying for advantage to create economy and have a high level of daily engagement. Stuff like that, yeah, I think that is definitely cool. But at the same time, you're unless you are geofencing in a way that makes it impossible for people to, from an income inequality perspective, right? What a user based in New York pays into a game or can pay into a game in terms of potential disposable income, and what somebody in Mahasarakam in Thailand pays into a game are going to be two very different things. And I can't drop a video, guys. I'm sorry. I'm being told no. They take all my fun away. But I can reveal that there's an AMA coming within the next 2 weeks, and there will be stuff and just insane amounts of alpha during that. So I guess you're going to have to be ready for that. But anyway, yeah, just in terms of the income, economic disparities, what somebody in the developing world gets out of a game will go a lot further for them than what somebody in the quote unquote developed world gets, and it's just the way it is. Okay, Zin, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we are the worst trash, the absolute worst trash. Terrible. Okay. Malak, no, I can't say anything about freestyle football. It's not a thing that I have any authority to comment on. So yeah, there it is. Legacy? Yeah, Legacy. If you guys go into Discord and you go into the Legacy room and you ping Cade, Cade is the guy to give you all of the alpha for Legacy. He's heading that up internally on our side and working very closely with Peter Molyneux's team. So definitely go talk to Cade. And let's see, what else? When will we know who qualified for the Dawn of Fire Last Expedition meta NFTs? I don't actually know. And I hope that we will know that soon, but I do not. And Zin said, Gala Pig, I am so sorry. Again. Okay, guys. Satoshi's Ghost, can you share any talks that you've had with Flair? Years ago, I thought you had a partnership in the works. We do, in fact. And I talked to Hugo on a semi-regular basis. I bump into him pretty regularly. Pretty regularly at conferences and things like that. I like what they've done, and I definitely look forward to working to tie some of that into our ecosystem as well. I think that there's a lot of potential synergies there. One of the things that we're working on right now is, and in fact we're putting this together kind of on the back end, is a specific team just focused on bridging. We're working on bridges to Polygon, to BNB Chain, and to Flare, and that will allow people to move NFTs and tokens to access those ecosystems. There's also a whole other big, gigantic partnership thing that I can't get into here because it is not been announced yet. But there's a lot moving forward in regards to that, and I definitely want some of the things with Flare to move forward, because I think that those are two ecosystems that connect very well. Okay. Um, okay, let's see here. Smiling Monster asks, "How are you doing today? It's always win Bitbender and not how's Bitbender." I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. It has been a long day. I started at about 3 a.m. today, and I think some of you probably saw me hopping in Discord super early. And I know that there were people who noticed me on Twitter. But yeah, it's been a very long day, and I'm looking forward to when the stream ends, just unplugging for at least a couple hours, getting feeding the family, getting the wife to getting the wife dinner and all of that, and it should be good. It should be good. Make a blockchain without bridges, says Bojax. So the interesting thing is it's the way that we're doing bridges is very different from the way that bridges are typically done. Bridges are typically done, and they're with wrapped tokens, and there's a collateralized component to it. We're not doing that. So the way that we look at a bridge is a bridge, and every ecosystem that we connect to is an opportunity for user acquisition. So if we're able to connect into the Flare ecosystem, for example, then we're able to bring all of those people in back and forth across the bridges via our own token and NFTs, and bring those people into the Gala ecosystem, allow them to use single sign-on from their own little ecosystem to integrate with Geary and what we're working on here. So that is a huge component of this. And so it's not bridges in the sort of normal way that bridges are used, but bridges in terms of building a larger, more integrated ecosystem. Let's see. When Paul Barron Network, he said Gala on soon. I think that is actually on the calendar already. I don't want to give a specific date, but it's definitely a thing that we should do, and we'll go from there. Let's see. Can you invite on-chain gaming onto here? I'm more than happy to talk to Jake. I don't know that if he wants to talk, but I'm more than happy to. Anyway, guys, I think that is probably about what we've got time for. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you guys all for joining in and for talking to us. Again, like, subscribe, share with your friends, invite people into the Gala ecosystem, and get familiar with using the social invite button that you can find under your account settings in app.gala.games, because that's going to be really important soon for a bunch of different things. So that's it. I will catch up with you guys. See you all on the flip side, and peace out.